Well, even though a lot of people these days are watching films on their TV screen or their computer screen or their carry-around electronic devices, really the joy of film is best enjoyed in the theater setting. And our next guest today is someone who's been helping put together some great films for you to see over in Newport Beach. Amanda Salazar joins us today. She's the Associate Director of Programming for the Newport Beach Film Festival, and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's talk a bit about the history. How long has this festival been going on in Newport?
You know, we're in our 13th year, whereas we like to say in the office that we're a teenager this year.
Great.
So we've grown from, one screening at the Orange County Museum of Art to now we're taking over multiple venues, and last year we had 52,000 people show up.
Wow, that's great.
So we are hoping to break those records this year.
Super. How many different films will you be shown during the run of the festival?
You know what, we've also grown in that area. Last year we showed over 350 films. This year we are showing 460. So
wow.
We've added a chunk of film, and like I said, screening in a bunch of other venues.
Is each film going to be shown more than once? People get a chance to see them, or is it just a one-shot thing per film?
You know what, we typically, in the past, didn't repeat a lot of film, and this year we've decided to do so. So a lot of our feature films, about 50% of our feature films will be repeating again. So if you didn't catch them on, say, the weekend or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can catch them again in the week.
Well, with nearly 400 films to be shown, obviously some are going to be shown simultaneously, different places, different times.
Correct.
So wanting to see more than one, you want to get involved in that.
Definitely.
Talk about the selection process. As the Associate Director of Programming, obviously, you got to see the list, and we joked about it. Do you put the list up on the wall and throw darts at them, or do you let some 3-year-old draw on them with a crayon? How do you select the films?
Well, there's two different processes for how we select films for the festival, and there's one, if you say you made a film and you were saying, I want to submit it to a film festival, and you go through the general channels, which you'd submit online, or there's all these systems in place, and then from there it goes to our programming team and also reviewing team. So every film that is submitted to our festival, and this year we had over 2,500 submissions, are reviewed by our volunteers, actually. People that just want to watch movies, I always say, go review for a film festival, because you get to see some great film that you would never catch in a theater. So every film is watched by 3 reviewers in the community and 2 programmers. So myself and then a team of about 35 people that we have. They've typically been with the festival for a couple years. They all started as reviewers. Most of them have film backgrounds. And then they kind of look at the film in a different light than, say, a reviewer. A reviewer will look at a movie and say, this is good or bad, and I'm going to write my review. Versus a programmer where we go, not only is it good or bad, but then how would this work for a festival? Where would I place it? Is this a film that would play maybe at 7 o'clock at night because it's a horror film? Or would it play more during the day because it's a sweet French story, about a father and his son? So we kind of look at it with a different eye on that. There's also another channel that films come in, which is recruiting. So we actually have teams of people that go out to other festivals. We'll travel anywhere from Toronto to TIFF, which is Toronto International Film Festival. We'll go to Sundance, go to Palm Springs. We send people all over to see different kind of films and see what's going on in the circuit, and then we bring those films to us.
That's great. So you've had a chance to see not all 400, but a good percentage of those you probably had a chance to view.
Definitely.
Obviously, like people's children, you can't pick too many favorites, but maybe 1 or 2 that were outstanding that you might recommend, say, to an audience 55 plus?
Definitely. I think a film that really speaks not to all audiences, and I really love, was a documentary. It's actually on Paul Simon's making of the album Graceland. So it's very relevant to today, and the movie's called Under African Skies. It has been making the festival run. It did premiere at Sundance, and we'll be showing that as a part of our music program. And it doesn't just deal with, for any music buff that really love the album.
Right.
It really kind of transcends that and goes into more of the musician's plight because it talks a lot about the politics of when he went into South Africa and what was going on at the time.
We forget, with the changes that have taken place, what South Africa was like a few years ago. So yeah, that was pretty, and to have African singers backing you up on a popular album was revolutionary indeed.
Exactly. And then on along with that, there are another 60 documentaries that you could go see just on the feature side. If you're into any of our shorts programs, I really suggest our animation shorts. They are fantastic for anybody to come see. You'll see anything from claymation, to hand-drawn animation. Another favorite of mine would be the animated feature film, actually called A Cat in Paris. It was nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Film. It's a French film, and again, that speaks to all ages. It's beautifully done and is a wonderful story.
We've all seen the the movies or even the newsreels of the day of the big, huge, gigantic film cameras used to be used. Technology has really evolved a lot in film, and some things today actually aren't even made on film. They're made on electronic devices. Talk about the technology change and how that's opened up maybe new opportunities for filmmakers.
Definitely. In two examples, one of them is at our festival on the submission side, which we just talked about. We did a whole new way of submitting, is that you could submit your film digitally this year. So to filmmakers on the side, this is a huge, this is a big step that's going to be happening more and more just in film festivals all over the place, is that you're right, film prints aren't being used. We know that from a film festival standpoint. I can say 5 years ago, our print traffic department was filled with big cases of film print. And now they all come in on hard drives. And I plug it in and it's going to play. And it's going to look beautiful because it's all in HD or, the best kind of projection and quality. And what speaks, I think, to this is actually the younger filmmakers. And we actually have championed a program called a Youth Film Showcase. And we have students under 18, and they actually don't have to be students, but kids under 18 can submit their film. They have to obviously prove that they're under 18 to get into even this showcase. And on top of that, what we do is we had over, I want to say 150 submissions just from minors making these films. And what was so nice about it is that we actually it's grown so much, the filmmaking and the tools that are able for people that are younger. We actually had to split it into two programs this year, which we've never done. So we have one for under 11, ages, up to 11, then to which we call a teen screen, because from 11 to 14 and up. And so we really had to do that because there were such good films, subject matter wise. We wanted, it's a free program, and we want families to be able to bring out their kids. So we let them come to that, and then if they a little mature audience, they can come to the older program to come see those films as well.
So it's going to be a unique opportunity for you folks to see some films that maybe have been at other film festivals, some films that maybe have been up for awards, or some new films, and even some interesting things that maybe for the first time will be shown to the public. It's going to be very exciting. Give us some information as to when and where, the dates, and the locations, I guess, are all over the area.
Correct. Well, our dates are April 26th to May 3rd, as you've probably seen or talked about. So we open tomorrow, and we go through next Thursday. Like I said, there's over 460 films playing throughout Newport Beach, and we've branched out into now Costa Mesa. So our main theaters are actually going to be at Triangle Square Cinemas in Costa Mesa. We'll also be at Fashion Island Cinemas, the new remodeled theaters in Newport. We screen at the big Newport on the outside of Fashion Island. We are also doing some exclusive sneak peek, preview screenings at the Port Theater. So that's going to be some free events going on there as well. And then we'll be at Cinema Sage Hill, the high school cinema, where we do our collegiate program.
To get tickets, do you just show up at the box office? Do you order them online? How do we get tickets to these films? And do you get a pass to go to more than one film? How does that work?
Definitely. There are ranges of that as well. You can purchase online and up to about 2 hours before that screening, but you can always just walk up to any box office and be prepared to buy a ticket. Our general admission tickets are $12. We are offering student and senior discounts to $10 for any of our screenings. And then on top of that, we have day passes offered. If you just happen to want to go out to a bunch of movies before 5 o'clock for the day, for $15, you can get into all films. If you wanted a 4-day pass for $50 from Monday through Thursday of the festival, so April 30th to May 3rd, for $50, you could come out to all movies before 5 o'clock. Wow.
Well, you won't be able to see all 460, but you can see a good percentage of those with some great opportunities there. Amanda, thank you so much. During the festival, are you going to get a chance to see some films, or are you going to be too busy working?
Well, you know what? At this point, I've seen most of the films. I oversee the features program, so I've seen all of that, and I just like standing out in that info booth telling people where to go and what movies that they might be interested in. I
would imagine a lot of your friends probably really lean on you for movie recommendations, and I'm sure you probably enjoy doing it, but maybe it gets tiring after a while too.
I wouldn't say it's tiring. I love talking about great film to people, and I really like saying, you know what, go see this movie, because it might be something you wouldn't have picked, but let me know what you think of, after you get out of the theater.
And we use the term film, even though a lot of it's shot digitally anymore. Instead of these gigantic cameras, they shoot on something that looks like a 35mm still camera. And I guess they can't say print it any longer.
No, they can't.
Because there's nothing to print. It's all right there in the chip. So all ready to go. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you with us. Good success with the festival. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that's the Newport Beach Film Festival opening up this week and running through next week as well. Some great films and a good opportunity for you to see some wonderful creative work done by some wonderful filmmakers. So check that out down there in Costa Mesa and Newport Beach. We'll be coming back with more as our program continues for you right here.